Hello, St. Thomas, to this special edition of Corcoran's Corner, our first ever Corcoran's Corner, where we have eighth graders as our guests. And the reason we have our eighth graders as guests today is because we just returned from our eighth grade leadership retreat last week. On Wednesday, we went out to Camp Blodgett. We spent the night out there, and Thursday, we finished our retreat on Thursday. And I invited some of our eighth grade leaders here to share their experience with the St. Thomas community about how the retreat went. So I'm curious to hear your perspectives on how retreat. What were some of the key takeaways for you? What were some of the stories that you brought back? What were some of the things that you enjoyed the most? And how were you impacted by our eighth grade retreat? Let's start with Charlotte.
I have to say my favorite part that really impacted me was the letters from our parents. They were really heartfelt, and then it just kind of felt life-changing to just hear that from them, because we don't get one of those long talks often. So it's just it's really awesome to read those notes, and it's very emotional.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Joanne?
I agree with Charlotte. I also loved the sunset in the background. I think it gave a perfect touch, and the waves from the lake in the background.
So what else was going on at the time? You got the parent letters, sunset was going on. What else was going on at that time?
Mrs. Green, she was singing. It was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And we were all at adoration together, right?
Yeah.
We were doing adoration together. Got the letters. We got the sunset. We were singing together. Zach, how about you?
My favorite part was Mr. Horst, talk on the beach, because it was really setting, and it made me really hit me hard.
Cool. How about you, Tommy?
Yeah, I agree with all those, the adoration when we got our letters from our parents were really heartfelt and really good to hear that stuff from them. And also when we were on the beach and we got to wrestle and go in the water, it was really fun.
Mm-hmm. How about any other messages from retreat that you took away, or how do you think it's changed your class, or how did your class do as a whole during retreat?
I think that we bonded a lot more.
And we got closer to each other and stuff.
Got to know each other.
And when we got there, we did the prayer, which I feel
calmed us
all down and changed us after we were chaotic when we got there.
Yeah.
Could you talk, or could someone talk a little bit about that prayer that we started the retreat with?
I'll talk about it. So at the beginning of the retreat, we got there. It was a little chaotic, and then we did the prayer. We all prayed, and we all closed our eyes to pray.
Held our hands out.
And we held our hands out, and then when we were done with the prayer, it felt like everybody was changed, and we were a lot more calm and stuff.
Excellent. Thank you guys for sharing. Did you have any other highlights from retreat? We had great food. We had a bonfire at the end of the night. Played games. And we also had a lot of downtime to hang out with each other and spend time with each other. Went out to the woods to do team building activities. We built the cross also, designed our shirts too. So, any other thoughts on the retreat?
I think that the team building was a lot of fun. I think that those games that we did were helpful, and they taught us a lot, and they made us work together.
Yeah, we had to do an activity where we were swinging from a rope, and we had little spiky balls, and we had pretended they were baby hedgehogs, and we had to throw them in a bucket, and if any of them hit the floor, we had to start over.
Mm-hmm. And we had to swing on this rope.
We were swinging on a rope, so we had one person go to the other side first without one, and then when someone else came over, they'd hold them and help them put it in and hold the rope while they were shooting, so that they weren't moving while they were shooting. So it was easier to get the hedgehog in the hole.
Cool.
The bucket.
The goal of the retreat was leadership and unity. So we were really focused on the question of what's going to be your legacy and what's going to be your impact here at St. Thomas as leaders, and bringing the class together. And I really felt, as leading the retreat, that there was a lot of connection. There was a lot of growth between you and your classmates during the retreat, and I feel like we have a good foundation moving forward for this year. There's something Mr. Dahlquist said when he gave his talk about leadership about how the 8th graders set the tone for the rest of the school and how the 8th graders go, the rest of the school goes. So I'm really excited for an excellent school year with you guys as our 8th grade leaders. Thank you for coming and being our guests on Corcoran's Corner today, and thanks for sharing about your experience on the 8th grade retreat.